Hey guys, hopefully y'all are doing well. This whole COVID thing going on. After seeing J&B Outdoors make a video on his 2020 Ranger, I figured I'd do a kind of a follow-up after owning mine for 2 years now. It's a 2018 Polaris Ranger 900. Yeah, we'll get to what I've done to it. Prices, rough prices. A lot of the stuff that I did order back in the day are not available anymore, or something has changed with them, so the prices have increased quite a bit. So we'll get to it, guys. So bearing with the bugs here, like I said, this is my 2018 Polaris Ranger 900. I'll just kind of rattle some things off here at the beginning on Polaris accessories versus aftermarket things. So we'll go with we've got the Polaris poly roof, Polaris windshield, Polaris wiper kit. I've got the Polaris grill guard that basically splits right about here. You just take the two plugs off the end, and the ends actually just stuff in them holes, and then everything bolts right onto the original bumper. What else for Polaris here? It's got a Polaris heated steering wheel, and I know that has been discontinued. What else? We got a Polaris / worn, I don't remember if it's 55 or 6,500 pound winch, synthetic. And I do believe that is about it. Forgot what the, it's a poly, it's the hard coated, I've got the hard coated poly rear window in it, which needs to be taken out and cleaned. It's not actually Dragonfire, that's my doors. The label just kind of came off, so I stuck it back there. This rear windshield window, yeah, rear window, was $150 off of Amazon. Well, we can actually go through that right now. So besides the rear window, we'll stick with the Polaris prices here, if I can remember them off the top of my head. Windshield, I believe somewhere around 680 bucks. This is the third windshield I've had in this bike. As you guys can see, it does have a crack, and this so far has been the best windshield that I've had in this bike, because every single other windshield that I got through Polaris is broke within the 1-year warranty that comes with it. Not a very big fan of the windshield. Yeah, we'll put it there. And I do have one extra for when this one does kaput, and at this moment, the only thing that I can really figure out is that the sun, I think, is what did it. I mean, fit and finish in the windshield, you guys can see the gap. It is sitting on both of the deals there. This gap is a little bit tighter, and I have added recently, I don't know if that'll actually come in or not, but this is like that door guard, because this was vibrating horrible. Windshield wiper kit, I want to say 400 roughly. That was actually a trade type of deal for the stock tires and rims. That was between me and my dad. He wanted my tires and rims, and I told him I think it was 200 bucks or whatever, and he just offered to get me a windshield wiper kit for it. So roof, I want to say, is in the 600 mark again. Like I said, it's kind of rough estimate. Having one of these, the credit agency will love you for sure, especially if you go to this extent. bumper edition. I know there are on eBay for around 240 bucks, 220, something like that. I was able to get this one. This one was second hand. Well, no, it was open box, and I was able to get that for 140 bucks. And I think it looks kind of mean with it. Working my way down. Super ATV SATA 6 lift. That was a complete kit. Very easy to install. Little to no modifications. Basically unbolt and bolt back in. It came with everything from CVs to shock relocation. One issue that I have seen online, I think it was Old Nasty, the frame. There's actually a frame kit that you can buy to reinforce it. I do have my plow plate on it, and that basically just stays on there regardless. But I haven't had any issues yet, but I do know that there is some issues with frame tearing and tweaking and stuff like that with the bigger lift kits on some of these bikes. This deal here, I cannot review yet. I can't. I'm not gonna glorify the Rhino axle in any way, shape, or form, and we'll get onto that. But these are brand new, front and rear Rhino 2.0 axles. The kit that I did buy a couple of years ago came with the Rhino axles, and the axles themselves will put you into the poorhouse, to be very honest with you. Between boots and just, they're garbage, to be very honest with you. So I don't really have huge faith into the Rhino 2.0s yet. The rear ones have been on here for 3 weeks. The front ones have been on for 2 weeks now. I wish I could insert some pictures, but I did snap the front passenger side one clean. And like I said, between the prices of boots over the past 2 years on the original Rhino axles, I could have had a couple sets. Now, figuring they're about 25 bucks a piece, and I think I put around 6 or 8 boots on now. So these are the new what are they called, the TPEEs, which that crease right there really don't like the look of, but they're actually a plastic, they're not a rubber. So we're gonna see how them do. See if we can actually, maybe on the other side. All right. Nice heavy tie rod ends. The boot itself is garbage. This is the second one, and I'm really hoping, if I keep it lubricated and all that, it won't dry rot as bad as the other one did. That one originally lasted me maybe 4 months, and then I just said screw it and rode it for a while like that, which I know wasn't very smart, but 4 months is not good for brand new. We'll get to the powder coating of the Super ATV Sada 6. You guys can see this is no pavement princess by any means. This is also the sand slash salt side. Of the A-arms, because you're always got your driver's side in the road. This is the passenger side here. Okay, powder coating's not the best. And as you guys can see, I've got the sway bar disconnected on this side. I really like the ride with the sway bar disconnected. I also have the shocks on the lowest possible setting, so I'm not at the most lift I can possibly have, but it is it's enough so I really don't bottom out at all. That kit there, I'm gonna say was around $1,200 for the lift, the CVs, the shock relocations, and the tie rod ends. So that was a complete kit, bolt on, don't need anything else. Yeah. Next, we've got the tires. Tires are 32-inch Moto Boss tires on Rockstar rims. 15-inch rims, what are they? 32, 10 by 15s. I like them. Be quite plain Jane. I don't have all that much mud tire experience by any means. I think I would like to go maybe with a 31 next time, and maybe a 9-inch instead of the 10. I'm just looking for a little bit more narrow, just because of that CV breaking the way it did, besides the fact that the axles were junk. I have heard a lot with wider tires, you know, you have more of a chance to snap a CV with roots and everything else, you know. So looking at narrowers next time, maybe with 31. Rockstar rims, yep. This kit was $1,100 on eBay. It was a package deal for a Polaris Ranger. You guys can look them up. Bolt patterns are the same. Engine wise, nothing's done. Exhaust wise is stock. We've got a backup camera here in the middle, if it'll not focus on my fingers. We've got 2 aux beam rear lights. The aux beam rear lights I think were $120. The reverse camera was somewhere around that as well, which you guys can see is right in the middle. I'll show you guys that real quick. Said Polaris steering wheel came chipped, unfortunately, but I've got my heated steering wheel on and off there. Okay, so we've got the, which has got some schmutz on her still, backup camera. You can actually, there's a wire in the back, you can just keep it plugged in and you don't get these lines. I don't know. I think I just use the lines as a reference, to be honest with you. But I don't really even use it unless I'm plowing in the winter. Okay, so we'll do, if it'll focus here. Okay, so we've got 141 hours, 1,198 miles. So, not a huge amount. I don't really ride it a ton. I use it more or less. But I have in the past couple weeks now been doing quite a few longer trips with it. Next part I'm going to focus on is the doors. These are Dragonfire doors. I believe they were $1,400 once again. Like I said, the only love you'll find having one of these is with the credit. Okay. One issue that I've had so far, you know, and that's a lot to do with the wind and whatnot. They grab a hold of these doors, and it can get yarned. The other thing is, you know, I just got to I got to sand them down, or actually I've got to sandblast them, more or less the frames, get them back. It's just the salt in the wintertime kills them, and I'm out plowing with it all the time. So show you guys the everything else here. Not exactly the cleanest by any means, but that's the 900 dual overhead cam. And there's one more thing. I'll show you guys. This is the Gilman Innovations. Oh, let me see. Come on. That seat belt right there always gives you pain getting in the back seat. All right. Oh, there we go. So that is a, well, that's the brain box basically. I got an upgraded. That way I could get rid of the 15 mile an hour 15 mile an hour with no seat belt. It raises the they played with everything. I gave them my tire size, I gave them the lift kit, I gave them I normally ride sport utility type of deal, mud, that type of deal. They have a whole big drop down with the Gilman kit. You guys can get them on their own website, which is Gilman Innovations. It'll be down in the description, or check out their YouTube channel. I can also link that as well. Been a fantastic deal with them. With that, now that I've already said that I didn't put anything into the engine or anything like that, I do have, which I'm opening this up again for no reason, but just to kind of let y'all know, I do have the mudding spring in it, which I believe that was $30 or $50. They came with the new dogs, all that new stuff for the clutches. It was expensive. It was a whole pack basically deal, with a badass belt. I forgot the name of the brand that it is, like Interco, not Interco. It's completely skipping my head. Either way, it's got a badass belt on it, which they made for like the Mavericks. And the only reason why I did this, to be quite frank with y'all, we'll get into that here in a second, is when I first got this bike, I think the first month I had it, it had been back to Polaris 3 times. Had a lot of clutch issues. The first time was actually a spark plug that had broken half. It was only running on 1 cylinder. The second, third, fourth, 16th, it was all clutch related. It had, and it still has a little bit of an issue to it, but when it gets hot, it starts making a weird noise that I haven't heard on another Ranger. But Polaris supposedly did all they could do, and I'm not gonna go into the service department and all that crap, but or the dealer that it's from, but they did everything they could, whatever, and left me with a bike that still had some issues. So I went with a Gilman tune on it, switched the ECU. I did their whole clutch kit, their belt, and have not had a problem since. So if you guys are kind of on the fence about the Gilman stuff, or you know, you guys have some clutching issues, go look at Gilman. Like I said, I paid 14, I think. No, it might have been a little bit less. Might have been around $1,100 for everything through Gilman, which was the tune, which I think was around 450 bucks, and then 200 for the core. So it might be around 800 bucks, 900 bucks. After everything's said and done, and you give them back the core. But I did the clutch and the belt through Gilman specifically because I was having them issues. So this is my money pit. But it's been an excellent bike. You know, everything that I've done to it is a little bit kind of crazy, but in the same respect, I did it really all for one reason and one reason only, and I'll show you guys that real quick. And yeah, it's not all, well, it is scratched, but it's not. This is just dirt. I literally drove it 5 feet and everything got dust. So this crack right here, which led to this crack right here, this chunk of plastic, I was quoted somewhere around $500. So that's what actually made me get the lift kit. And the reason why, we'll say, is because the first week I had this bike, as you guys know, I have a 72, is it 72? Yeah. 72 inch county plow, Denali. And I was driving over a snowbank within the first week of it, and it actually snapped, crackled, and popped on that snowbank. So after that happened, it really was kind of the plan for the bike to begin with, but it just confirmed it. These things are long and they are wide. So if you're gonna go with a crew, which I highly encourage, very, very, very good bike. You know, just be aware that you do have the school bus turning radius and high center potential for sure, but the ride, the sound, everything is excellent on the crew versus a 2-seater, 3-seater. There's night and day difference between my 570 that I had and this 900. And I almost think there's only a year difference between the two, which they didn't change anything besides the fact this is a 900 and that's a 570. This does have electric power steering from the factory. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So let me know in the description box below if you want any more information. If you guys could do me a big favor and like, comment, and subscribe, that would be freaking awesome. And yeah, if you guys want any more walk around or more, yeah, in depth in some sort of way with this bike, just let me know. I'd be happy to make something. It probably won't ever look this clean again on camera, but I'll try to make something up for y'all. But things that I'm gonna do next with it, I'm thinking light bar down in the grill there. There's a little bolt hole for it. The tires, like I said, probably 31s, 30s. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. The 32s really fill it, but they're big. They're big. Without portals, everything is kind of hard on it, you know. Maybe a muffler of some sort. Really, that's about it. I'm liking the bike the way it is, and now with these new Rhino 2 axles, I can get back out there and go and drive over more trees or whatever. Either way, guys, God bless y'all. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.